Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of events have happened. We had Izuku Midoriya, who founded the West Coast Avengers and was currently doing quite a lot of things. His team was having breakfast a few days after settling in, and Carol Danvers decided to hand over information to Izuku Midoriya. She didn't want to hand it over because she was not hoping to reveal it to the kid. Izuku learned that over a decade ago, Doctor Strange cast a spell that changed everything. The Sentry existed for one moment, and then the next, he didn't. Most of the information on him was deleted or destroyed, and it might as well be an anti-meme, something that you can perceive, but the moment you lay your eyes off of it, disappeared. However, this put it right in front of them. Information that still exists. The Sentry is alive and well, and currently he is trying to deliberate about being a hero again after what happened the last time. He was comfortable inside the apartment. That was it. He felt safe. He could deal with the void there. He's not a strong-willed man. He's been through a lot in his life. And the fear every time he uses his powers does not outweigh the use of his powers. He almost destroyed the world once. Once was enough. Izuku and Marvel fought. And Deku, he wanted to show that this program could help people. Getting away from everything and having a change of pace helped him. He wants the same for others. That's why a few people are here, and why some are allowed to be here. Now, Deku embarrassed Captain Marvel. He revealed to her after her fight with his armor that was on autopilot that she fought basically the Mark 7, the Mark 8, and then she fought the Hulkbuster, a previous model after the superior models. And the Hulkbuster knocked her out for a second. She was angry, however. She held back a little bit, but she did get cut loose for a minute. Then again, a loss is a loss. And Izuku, he knew she flew off to try and figure that out. Now, a few more days have begun to pass, and Izuku, he has begun to at least try and give a little bit more pressure, quote unquote, to Robert, to at least try to leave his room. He does get breakfast and other things. He gets his meals and he gets entertainment. But he still decides to look at the news. He doesn't want to change his environment. He doesn't want to change what's going on. And this, it is concerning to Izuku. Right now, him opening his eyes and going to someone set up. Data going through his head immediately about what's going on. What he's going to do with the company is already sorted out for us to take care of it. It always is. And then there's the fact that Izuku wants to open up a file and look at a few things. He wants to go through a thought that passed through his mind. Though he's also got to... No. He shouldn't go up there yet. If he's going to go to the moon today, he should do that around noon. Later? Right. Okay, so he can work in the lab early, then he can just get breakfast, and then head out. Maybe talk to Robert. Actually have a therapy session today. Right. No, it does make sense. Currently, him going to walk to his lab and get the coffee maker started. And this does mean quite a bit. And we do get to somebody else's room, where right now they were sleeping quietly. However, they still had a lot of things passing through their mind, things that worried them, and things that they would rather not deal with yet. It's been challenging. Trying to be strong is not easy. And currently something is creeping into their perception. And it means them harm. It means them furious. It meets them as an enemy, something that stands in their way. And this is bad. Now, Izuku, he currently does sit there in the lab. Right now, him turning his head, grabbing the coffee pot, and picking it up. Currently, him taking a sip from the straw and staring at the screen, trying to think. Okay, the serum worked better. It was more improved and actually allowed him to stay asleep. Though, there is a bit of a problem. If he uses it every night, that's going to be more concerning. He won't be able to dream. He won't be able to feel comfortable. He'll come to rely on it, and then it will be that. Izuku bring his hand up, swiping that away and trying to think. He wants to work on Extremis Model 2, or version 2, I guess. The programming inside of his body. Okay. He can get to work on that and then work on something else. Actually, no, wait. Okay. Him turning his head and opening the file himself and staring at quite a bit of things. And this, it does mean a lot. Currently, Deku typing in the name Marvel Buster. And then I'm going to pull up the standard model for the Mark 6 Model 3. Him seeing that version of the Hulkbuster because it's his latest and greatest version. It's also large, larger than the previous ones. It's meant to take on a rampaging Hulk. Though, currently Deku bring his hand up and beginning to expand the designs. And we do actually cut back over to that person who lays there asleep. Right now their eyes are beginning to start to react. They can sense it. They're scared. They're afraid. But they're also trying to fight it. They're trying to let it know they don't want them here. They're still here. They can see them, but they can't hurt them. They can't touch them. They are not something to mess with. Their presence here is greater than their own, and it means quite a bit. However, that presence inside Wanda's head, it does get to react. And currently Wanda, she just doesn't want to begin to scream out. And there actually is Izuku, who would go to immediately get a security alert as he get a turn. Right now him popping it up as through his eyes, he does begin to at least get something from Miss Costa. Her telling him turning and bolting. Deku trying to make his way to Wanda's room. Now, Izuku, he's worried. Right now him bolting up the stairwell and bringing his hands up. Him gonna turn and leap across as he would bring his hand up. Him grabbing to the wall and pulling himself over. Him gonna turn and gonna do the exact same thing. Right now Deku climbing up the stairwell as he would go to jump onto the railing. Him ripping open the door and then running through it. Currently, Deku getting to the room as he would turn and open the door, putting in an override code and trying to help Wanda. Currently, her just laying there as her eyes are glowing with power, and some of the things in the room beginning to float. And Izuku, where he does it to run over, he does it to wake her up. Currently, her turning her head and looking around, a lot more alarmed. And Deku, he's worried. 58 seconds. Less than a minute. Okay. Are you okay? What's going on? Are you okay? No, I'm not. I put up something to prevent an attack like that, and it didn't work. That's not good. My magic is beginning to react to something. It's weakening. I don't understand why. It's freaking me out a bit. Are you sure? Yes, but my magic wouldn't decrease this much. Not unless I exert myself something extreme. I don't understand. Her staring at her hands, and Deku to see it. The look of concern, the look of fear. She's concerned about the babies. She's concerned because if she gets taken over again, if something hurts her, it might hurt them. And this, it does annoy her. And currently Deku, he will just won't sit with Wanda, trying to at least talk with her and calm her down. And Wanda, she eventually does it lay down. But Izuku, he did stay here talking. However, he was at least still trying to program version 2 of Extremis. And Wanda, she knew he had his well, she knew that she had his attention. There we go. And it was intriguing. She told him that he could have left, but he didn't. He stayed with her till the sun rose, and she felt more comfortable. It's rather nice. A soft side of him, I guess. Then again, Izuku, he's interesting. Well, I'm trying to think. They're all sort of complicated. Though, she's beginning to get a bit more used to it. And this, it does somewhat help to relax the tension she's feeling. However, she is trying to keep her own mind set on that magical threat. This spell that seems to be casted by something powerful. Whatever is affecting magic, it's affecting her. She needs to meditate on it. And maybe even ask Doctor Strange what's going on. It's rather ominous. And this, it does have her worried. Currently, Izuku going to actually walk out and into his lab. Him walking over and beginning to get things ready with Extremis. As we do have where Izuku would head back to his room and shower, getting dressed, and then heading out to greet everybody. And we do currently have Deadpool, who currently is wearing a cowboy hat and his trusty Hello Kitty robe, pink. Now, currently Izuku, he does go to walk in. Currently Deadpool wearing scuba flops as he'll get to turn to Izuku, trying to ask him exactly if he's hungry. And Deku would turn to Wade, trying to at least ask him a few questions. Because he's gonna need to, well, it's sort of complicated. No, you can't scan my brain, and no, you can't. Huh. You know, not how I really saw this going. Why do you need fatherly advice from Reed? Huh? Are you fucking telepathic? No. I just think ahead, and I know where he's trying to go with things. But let's derail them. Then again, you are gonna... No, it's not the time for a joke. It'll make more sense later. Whatever. Listen, I mean, I can give you some advice. What advice could you possibly give me? Oh, come on, I'm a good dad. Besides, my daughter has her moments. You know, this really should seem more sentimental. Although the author can't fucking remember my daughter's name off the top of his head, so he's an asshole. Deadpool turning his head, currently flipping off the writer. And Deku, he does this stare at Wade, who's giving the toaster the middle finger. Wade, Deku waving his hand in front of his head. Right, sorry. No, just had to prove a point. Okay. Just get on with it. Right. Okay. Listen, currently Wade walking over and sitting down, turning to Izuku, as there actually is Spidey and Kamala, who do come to walk into the room, Wade expressing, okay, so things weren't exactly easy, but he did take 5 years off to spend it with his daughter. He did come on again, off again, being a hero, so there was that. Why did you... No, just leave it. Wait, I'm just gonna just listen to you. Right. Anyways, whenever things got seriously bad, I stepped in. But whenever I didn't, I spent with my daughter. Does that sound familiar? I mean, I did automate my systems for a while. Mm-hmm. So, what does that tell you? You need to be a bit more of a family man, Izuku. I mean, you might not win back Crystal, but hey, you want to be a good father. Uh, rather blunt, but thanks. Sorry, just honest. Also, just making this shit up as I go. Um, hmm. I would say spend more time with your daughter, Izuku. Go see them like you planned to today, and surprise her tomorrow. What do you mean? Well, I mean, it's like showing up every day. At least try and do something there. It'll show you care. Make a bit of a time. Or, well, surprise them. Then again, don't surprise them at like 4 in the morning, because I know kids are cranky around then. Also, they do not appreciate exploding chimichangas. Wade, does your daughter have powers? Hmm? No. No, she doesn't. Listen, I'm just saying. I know it's weird. I mean, I'm only really here because I know you're taking care of a lot. What are you talking about? You have systems monitoring my daughter, protecting her. You looked into me. Don't blame you. Though all my enemies are dead, or I've gotten them picked. Picked? It's a it's a term. You don't get it. No one does. Right. You might want to go. I'm turning to Izuku, bring his hand up and smack him on the back, aware that he's wearing the armor. And Izuku, you're going to turn to Deadpool. Currently, him watching the armor manifest around Deku as he's going to walk out. Currently, him blasting up into the air and flying straight for Attilan. And this does mean quite a bit. And currently, we do actually have Crystal. Crystal went out and attended to some of her duties. And then she came straight home, right back where she wanted to be, and spending some time with her daughter. And Friday, she went back to the lab, her to at least help maintain and redo things because of Attilan's new visitors, along with her trying to rebuild something that has broken. Her job's been a bit more interesting here. She is essentially, well, Attilan's operating system. Whenever something breaks, she goes out and repairs it or replaces it. When things are complicated, she helps. If there's a problem, she builds a solution. It's nice. These people are all aware of everything she will do, and they know her job is to operate, monitor, and maintain. She's rather good at it, though it's definitely a bit more annoying. There's a lot she wants to do, a lot she genuinely wants to see. Ultron is gone. Her creator is gone. Hank is dead, and a part of her hurts because of this. A part of her doesn't understand. And currently, while that's happening, Crystal would have walked into the lab talking about a few things. Her expressing about how she's sorry she had to watch Jasmine. Her currently going to bring her hand up, and bending it a bit unnaturally, pointing at something. Jasmine currently asleep in a crib that Friday built. And this, it does go somewhat alarm Crystal. Her turning her head and going to run over. Right now, her going to actually watch her daughter sleep as she does go sit there for a minute, trying to catch her breath before trying to put her game face back on. And it's weird. As right now Deku, he's alone at the apartment. Him knocking on the door and then going to wait. He doesn't get a response. Currently Izuku checking systems. As ready to connect to the Italian server, he would actually see his lab. Right now Izuku popping up on screen and talking about it. Hey, when is Friday going to turn? And Crystal a lot more alarmed. For a second she expected Izuku to actually be standing there. It would be a welcome surprise. But he was on screen. And Izuku talks about it. Are they at home? Because he was hoping to come by. No, wait. They're in his lab. Okay. He had to double check systems. See if this was an old footage. Currently Izuku flying right there. And Crystal's surprised. Since he's actually here. Now, Deku, he does try to spend time with his daughter and even Crystal before leaving. Crystal appreciates it. And it's certainly good he came by. Her a bit more in high spirits. And currently Deku, he does head back out. Flying back down to Earth and beginning to monitor San Francisco. Things are easier here. And currently Izuku, he does think about a few things. He's worried about a lot happening. But at the same time, if nothing happens, then he's just another billionaire living in San Francisco. It does have him somewhat worried. He should probably call a meeting of the Illuminati and talk to everybody. See what's going on there and ask questions. If more events have been erased from history, how do they know something hasn't been erased from further back? How do they know that this isn't just a one-off thing? How does he not know? Well, no. Wanda said something about this before. He should ask her. She's an expert in magic. Well, technically she's his expert in magic. Incantations and spells. What can you make with those? The idea passed through his mind. A strange buster. Magic buster? That one's better. Maybe he should ask Wanda about magic. It's a good idea. Izuku thinking about this as he would call a meeting for these men. The people he needs to talk to because of the situation. If he finds out something bad happened, what will he do? If he finds out that reality didn't fully recover, hey, you know what happened out there? Chaos. Or it's just something it's weird. The idea of learning something happened that you forgot. It's messing with his head a little bit more. He's trying to remain stable, but he doesn't like it. Him flying to Wakanda and meeting with the Illuminati. And with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.